Great day, family. Worldly family. Wonderful people of this earth. Fellow earthlings. Fellow earthlings. We're alive. Who that? Who that? Haley? Mommy? Who's that? Say something. Whoever that is. Great day, people. We alive. We alive. What I want to talk today about. I want to talk about this idea of purpose, life having a purpose and life not having a purpose. I was talking with one of my guys today, and he listens a lot to Sadhguru, and he was like, "Oh, life has no purpose," and I'm like, "Yeah, life is what you make it." If you choose to live a pessimistic life and believe that life doesn't have a purpose, then life won't have a purpose. And it will feel meaningless. It will feel as though there's no reason waking up in the morning. You can sleep. You can wake up at whatever time you want. There's no purpose. You can do whatever you want. And it doesn't really mean anything. You could disappear up into a mountain, forget about the problems that are riddling your society, which you may have the capacity to, to resolve in one way, shape, or form, based on your own unique understanding and skill set and mindset that you may have to provide society, but which you probably won't, because you might believe that there's no purpose to life. What's the point of eating healthy? You're gonna die anyway, right? This is that kind of pessimistic view that many gurus have. They say life doesn't have a purpose, but you look at their life, and even if they don't live in this passionate way, a lot of the things that they do serve their purpose, but yet people will try to say life has no purpose. You live, you're born, you live, and you die. If life didn't have a purpose, then women wouldn't produce breast milk to feed their children when the child is born. What's the breast milk for? It has no purpose? Or does it serve a purpose? Does it serve a value? See, me personally, I'm of the belief that everything in life has a purpose, is reason, is use, is value. It's just to each individual, you know what I'm saying? It's up to the individual with the mindset and attitude that would allow him to take advantage of the opportunities that are made available to them based on the unique skill set that they have, you know what I'm saying, to make the best use of those opportunities. Life does not have a purpose. I'm not one for debates, man. I'm more about logic. I try to think. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to say life has no purpose. There's no meaning. No. There really isn't, except the one that you give it. But we as human beings, we must give life purpose if we want our life to mean something. Each and every one of us wants to, reach the end of our lives feeling as though the life that we live served some form of purpose, as though it had some kind of meaning. Most of the, disillusion kind of way of being that we see in many of our Western and Eastern societies, I believe, are a direct result of individuals not understanding how they can live a life that feels, and to them, they can believe has a sense of meaning and value and purpose. Like, nobody is going to commit suicide unless they lose hope. You know what I'm saying? And hopelessness is a lack of direction, purpose, meaning. Like, when you lose your direction, where it is that you want to go in life, what are the things that you want to do, and why it is that you want to do those things, then you have why, no meaning, what, no purpose, no direction. You have no clarity, right? And when you have these things, these are a recipe for disaster. So that's why, I'm not going to say that there's no wisdom in what, some of these gurus may have to espouse. I don't say that their rhetoric doesn't have any kind of meaning, but to certain people, those rhetorics are very dangerous. Pessimism is very destructive. Pessimism is not an attitude that I really enjoy. I don't like being around pessimistic, realistic individuals that have no idealism or optimism. You know what I'm saying? A sense of hope and faith in the possibility of good things happening in life. I do not. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about, like, bringing hope and inspiration and, you know what I'm saying, enthusiasm, not just into my life, but into the life of everybody that I meet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could use, a little bit more, I don't know. I just feel so fucking electrical. Every time I talk, I feel as though I'm just like, and I'm like, damn, how can I tone it down a little bit? But it's like, sometimes it's like, why do you want to tone it down? Don't you believe, don't you feel, don't you think that the world maybe needs this kind of like, enthusiastic, you know what I'm saying, persistent, optimistic energy? Because that's what I see that is lacking in a lot of people. And it's like, I don't seek to motivate anybody, because motivation ceases. I seek to inform and inspire and influence so that individuals are invited, you know what I'm saying, through the illumination and the clarity that the, whatever substance I can bring can provide them, so that they themselves are, incited to action through the understanding and comprehension that they may gain, you know what I'm saying, through the revelation that whatever can be provided by me or somebody that I recommend can, provide to their own perspective and perception of reality. Purpose. What is purpose? Listen, there's a lot of problems in society today, and each and every one of us has, you know what I'm saying, the capacity to provide some kind of form of solution for a lot of these problems. Like, we're like a miracle. We're a gift. We're a blessing, just looking and waiting for a place to happen, for the opportunity to present itself. And our inability to just, focus on what we can control produces this unease and this sense of, like, you know what I'm saying, of rush that doesn't allow us to truly experience life. Because life ain't, it ain't just about work. There has to be time for play and time for rest as well. There must be a balance between the three. There's always a time to work. There's always going to be time to play. There's always going to be time to rest. It's just that, if we focus too much on work or too much on rest or too much on play, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the times things don't get done in the proper manner and fashion. So oftentimes we're going to have to learn how to turn a lot of our play into work and a lot of our work into play. So that, you know what I'm saying, we can enjoy life much more, and rather than it always being so, so rough around the edges, it becomes more ease by design, not by default. We design it that way. Life doesn't have a purpose, man. The purpose in life is what you make it, man. If you choose to believe that life doesn't have a purpose, then if at the end of your life you feel as though you lived and there was no meaning to your life, that's on you. But if you choose to believe that life has a purpose, then long after your body passes, you know what I'm saying, based on the life that you lived and the impact that you had, you might have the potential to immortalize your soul. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that your life, that your soul, that your energy, that the consciousness that you develop, you know what I'm saying, can survive long past the generations that you create, the legacies that you create. It will live on not just through the legacies that you create, but also through the lives of all the other individuals that you have had the fortune and possibility to impact. You gotta give your life purpose. That's really where it's at. You can be an extra in somebody else's movie, or you could be the main actor in your own movie and give your character a sense of purpose and direction, so that the role that you end up living and filling in your life is one that, you know what I'm saying, made sense to you, to who you are. That you came and you saw something in society that you could have fixed, whether it is political, spiritual, religious, you know what I'm saying, financial, psychological, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying. Maybe you provided a new kind of clothing based on the environment that you saw, and the, you know what I'm saying, the technological and social parameters that allowed you the vision to see how your unique understanding of what is going on served to make you valuable to yourself first and to others. And by being valuable to yourself, you were able to recognize, because of the mindset that developed the skill set, the opportunities that laid before you. The land of gold just waiting to be mined by the diligent mind. Life is all about experiences and the intensity of those experiences. As the great Jim Rohn said, that's all it is. Life is about experiences and the intensity of those experiences. If you don't have any experiences, you're going to live a very sad life. If you design the experiences and you purposely live them out and you bring others into your circle, then you're going to live an exciting life, a meaningful life, a life that at the end of it you will feel, you will think, and you will believe that, damn, you know what? I'm glad I did the things that I did. I feel, I think, I believe, and I know that my life served a purpose. We've heard stories of people, running into fire and bringing out children. That person never thought that his life didn't have a purpose. He would have never ran into that fire. But in those moments that, you know what I'm saying, were filled with fear, with doubt, with insecurities, with confusion, and we overcome those moments to bring out something from within that we didn't even know was there, to provide a value that is necessary to someone, something in this life, those are experiences that are, you know what I'm saying, intertwined in time because of the impact that they have, the quality of which they are. It immortalizes them in time, not just in your soul, but in the soul of all of those that are fortunate to gain from your selflessness. When we behave in a selfless way, not for selfish, but for selfless reasons, when we do something right, something good for somebody else, without expectation, you know what I'm saying, without hidden intentions, just out of the kindness of our heart, whether we do it for one individual or many, the impact that those actions have are long lasting. Like, you don't even know. And it all depends on the level of the impact that you have through whatever action it is that you take that has that influence on life itself. We can look at the history books of individuals that lived in such a way. From Buddha, you know what I'm saying, practicing his aestheticism, trying to rid himself of suffering, only to come to realize that, you know, life is all about suffering, but it's also about experiencing life. When he took that bowl from that child that saw his starving ass, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, you need to eat, like, stop, you know what I'm saying. That's just one individual. There's hundreds of individuals that came forth and lived in such a way that, you know what I'm saying, because they sought to give their life purpose in one way, shape, or form, they were able to immortalize their spirit through their actions. We have a lot of individuals today. Yo, Jim Rohn passed away in like 2018 or something like that. 2016, 2018. I've been learning about this. I've been learning from this guy for the last 2 or 3 years, 4 years. You know, Martin Luther King died over 60 plus years ago, 70 years ago. Many people still listen to his talks that have been, you know what I'm saying, put on YouTube and places of that nature. Malcolm X, you get what I'm saying? Bob Marley died years ago, but the content of his work continues to inspire and influence and motivate others to actions through the wisdom that he provided through his music. Abraham Lincoln, your reputation is like a shadow, but your character is like a tree. That's an amazing quote that I heard, and I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to worry about my reputation. I'm going to make sure that my character keeps growing like the largest and the most grandest tree on this planet, like that great sequoia of the redwood forest of California. Life doesn't have a purpose, but the purpose and meaning that we give it. And if we choose not to, if we choose to live as though, you know what I'm saying, there is no purpose in eating healthy, there is no purpose in working out and being fit, then the feelings and the thoughts that, you know what I'm saying, are the eventual outcome of a lazy and undisciplined lifestyle are going to be reflected in our body, in our mind, and in our soul, in our thinking, in our behavior, and in the wealth, materialistically, spiritually, and mentally, that we cultivate and we harness within this vessel. From dust to dust. From dust to dust. What we do in the time that has been allotted to us is up to each and every one of us. If we choose to believe that life has no meaning, and we choose to follow these pessimistic, you know what I'm saying, speakers and communicators, and individuals that, you know what I'm saying, they're going to meditate all day. They really don't give a shit about having an impact either than just running their mouth in a pessimistic way, providing whatever pessimistic wisdom they have to offer, not inviting and seeking to inform, influence, and inspire individuals to action through the illumination that they can bring through the wisdom that they are so fortunate to have. That's on them. I simply forewarn you. Choose wisely the individuals that, you know what I'm saying, you allow to influence your actions and ways of being. Unless you're someone that's been, you know what I'm saying, born to just go disappear up into a mountain, then be mindful. Be mindful, and I encourage you to always seek out ways to be of value, so that at the end of your days you can, you know what I'm saying, feel, think, believe, and know that you did provide some kind of value to life. You didn't just sit in a little hut and meditated surrounded by a little triangle, worshiping crystals and burning sages and things of that nature. Not saying that there's anything wrong with there's anything wrong with those things. I have my crystals. I burn my sage. But is that all you're doing? Are you so comfortable because life means nothing and there's no purpose that you're not pouring yourself out every day? That you're keeping your cup for yourself and you're not sharing your water with anyone? You're not sharing your food? You're not sharing the wisdom and the value that you have to provide with others, that you gained from others, but you now so selfishly hold on to yourself? I don't know. It's on each and every one of us to decide. The life that you live is your individual choosing. Luckily, this human animal that we are was given this dignity and liberty of choice to pick and choose whatever it is that we wish and desire and end up making of our lives based on the actions that we were disciplined enough to induce ourselves to take. I'm gonna tell you right now, family, I don't be feeling like doing these videos a lot of the times because they be late. But then at the same time, if I don't do it, I'm probably gonna go sleep late anyways, scroll to other things. So I figured at least I'm doing something positive. I'm producing some type of value that someone around the world might need to hear this, or that my children, the legacies that I produce, may be able to gain from. Let's see where Pop was at this age. That's all I see. Life is what we make it, with whatever we have, wherever we are. If we choose not to give our actions purpose, then they won't have any purpose, and we won't feel as though they have meaning. And that's a pretty depressing fucking life to live. To feel, to think, to believe that you have just been born to suffer, and that you have no power over your ability to reduce any of the suffering of the world. That's a pretty weak and sad and depressing way of looking at life. That I'm just here to meditate my whole fucking life and not eat and not enjoy and not have sex and not develop any kind of wealth and not have children and not provide anything of value to my posterity, and to not inform or influence or inspire anybody or invite anyone to action, to not incite any kind of change in anyone because life has no purpose. Man, listen, fuck that way of thinking. I don't subscribe to those things. This is why one of the reasons why I don't listen to these kind of individuals very often. Not to say that if I don't see a 6-minute video or a 5-minute short clip or even a 20-minute video of these kind of individuals talking something, that I'm not going to, pause and listen for a bit. But me having my own way of viewing things, I'm going to take what I need and I'm going to discard the rest, which is 9 times out of 10, about 90% of what they say is complete bullshit. Maybe one or two things I'm like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. The other stuff, it's not that it doesn't make sense, it's just that it's not valuable to somebody that thinks and feels and believes and behaves as I do. And it might be the same for you. You might be feeling as though life has no purpose. And that's because you should be giving your life a purpose. If you don't like that feeling, start giving your life a purpose. Start with your body. Start with your mind. Start with your soul. Start with your family, your emotions. And start with the wishes, the visions, the goals, the missions that you have been born to follow through on. Write them down on a piece of paper. Start somewhere. As the good book says, write the vision down. Let them that read it run thereby. You get what I'm saying? So whatever goals you have, get a vision board. Get a notebook. Start journaling. Start writing things down. Start expressing gratitude through your voice, through your thoughts, in your heart, and through the things that you can produce with your hands. Express gratitude in every moment. Fill your soul with gratitude. This will mold your attitude, your personality, which will build upon your character. The character that you are in this reality, and in the reality that you cultivate and create for yourself, and that you invite others to come and join in and gain from. I don't know, does any of this mean anything? I hope so. I hope so. Hope is all that we have. And so we move with faith, with confidence, daily. You know what I'm saying? Because of the hope that inspires us and that motivates us and drives us to continue to do things that mean something to us, because of how we feel at the end of the day, because of the things that we induced ourselves to do, because of the life and the lifestyle that we wish to cultivate for ourselves, for our loved ones, and the value that we want, that we wish, that we desire to give society, based on the suffering and discord and disorder that we feel, we think, and we believe we might be able to correct based on our own uniqueness and the consciousness with which we have been so fortunate to embody and or to get to know. But that's it, family. It's up to you to choose. It's up to you to decide. Am I gonna say that one is better than the other one? I choose optimism every day. I choose hope. I choose faith. I choose love every day. To some people, these thoughts may seem, lovey-dovey and fluffy. But hey, they allow me to get in the ring and to not lose my nerve. Hope, self-confidence, faith, love, courage, honor, integrity, commitment to something greater. You choose. Hope, purpose, or hopelessness, no purpose. You have that liberty, that dignity. Choose and decide wisely. Alright? Other than that, that's all we got for this evening. Like always, hey, do the best that you can, wherever it is that you are, with whatever it is that you got. Without complaint, without pity, with integrity, with focus, and with perseverance. Alright? One love. Use your imagination, family.